Too late now. Already recording. This is a great way to start the podcast.
Am I still bringing us in?
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3,
Nope,
2.
We're already live. We're already there, Mox. Let's just jump in. We're ready. Let's just. I don't even know.
Why do you believe me?
It was I don't apparently, but literally I just want to like paint the picture right now because we already started recording. But I literally was like, "Hey, are you ready?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so I started recording, and she goes, "Wait, no." And I'm like, "Well, too late now. I already started recording. Unless I wanted to start all this all over again." So, Moxie, let's go ahead. Bring us in.
Welcome to this week's episode of You're My Best Friend, a podcast of life, friendship.
That's not how we do that.
How do we do it?
It's a conversational, just hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh my gosh. This is why I'm not allowed to die. This is the reason why I'm not allowed to die.
You should not go to the hospital. This is why.
Yeah, because this episode would not only have been out on time, but 20 times better than what it is right now.
Yeah, this is bad. This is real bad.
All right, so the plan was to postpone this week's episode as far out in the week as possible. And then I went one day without having anything to do and lost my ish. So we are bringing the show to you a lot sooner than we originally planned. We don't really have much planned to talk about or to bring to you, other than I wanted to take a second to, first of all, say thank you to my good friend on the right side of the screen.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I want to make sure we have the same screen alignment. My friend, Miss Moxie Ann, for just being a good friend over the last couple of days. So it's the only time that I'm going to admit that she's a good friend.
That's maybe not healthy.
Hey, listen, there's lots of things about me that's not healthy. I'm learning that in the last couple of days.
Yeah, from multiple doctors.
A lot of doctors. None of them mental, thankfully. But all of them have told me kind of the same thing. So if you missed the announcement, I was hospitalized last week. And I was a lot of things happened to me in the last 7 days, Moxie. And I don't even know how to address half the things that happened.
To hear about all of them.
I think a lot of them are going to have to be done in private for sure. Just because there's some more stories there now.
Wow. Well, I'm excited for what our listeners can hear.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's one of the cool things about doing this podcast is when you do get sick and end up in the hospital, lots of people who have listened to you or have been on the podcast will text you and message you and say, "Hey, bro, how are you feeling?" And that was this last weekend. The love from so many people across the board, both.
No kidding.
Both guests and listeners and friends of ours have reached out to see how I was, see how I'm doing, see how I'm feeling, and to see if they can do anything. I had a couple people even offer to host the show for me, and those people I never replied to. So hopefully
do I want to know who those people are?
Well, a lot of those people who text me that, I'm like, how did you get my phone number? My phone number is not public anymore.
Anymore.
My old phone number was public. This phone number, I learned quickly not to put this phone number out. Not because I'm like super famous or anything, but the phone number can get in the hands of the wrong people.
You don't ever want to give out your personal number.
Yeah, I don't even have your personal number.
I know. How are we even doing this?
I send you messages on Facebook until you answer me.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So for everybody who's reached out the last couple of days, last week or so, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am feeling a lot better. People say I look better, which is weird because I didn't have anything done to me as far as like looks go.
I mean, you didn't go in for a nose job?
You know what? Listen, the nose would probably be one of the only, that or ear enlargements would probably be one of the two only things that I'd want to do. I probably shouldn't have said that last one.
Ear enlargements?
Yeah, my mom she used to make fun of me for being for having slightly smaller ears than normal.
Why
Uh,
is that a bad thing?
I don't know. I want like Obama ears where it's like, you know, like Dumbo. But you know, something that is less likely to be made fun of would be nice. Great. It's great conversation.
I'm so sorry you broke up and I didn't hear anything.
so your
No!
so your answer was just in silence?
Yeah. What was the question?
There was no question. It was just I just stopped talking, expecting some sort of retort.
I would have given you a retort if I had heard what you said.
Cool. So what do you want to talk about, Mox?
Well, for those of you, the great old state of Texas, which is why,
God bless Texas.
yeah, which is why I can barely hear anything that Ruben is saying. So I don't know what I want to talk about. I guess I, you know, there are so many things that I've been enjoying while I'm out here in Texas. Brad and I were able to go out on a date night the other night, and it was pretty much just the best thing ever. We went to Ruben. Have you ever been to Amoeba in Los Angeles?
The record store?
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of the records, and but no, I've never been there.
So we went to this record store that it was basically the thing about Amoeba is, and here's the coolest thing. Amoeba is like the size of an airplane hangar that is 2 stories or 3 stories, I think, and it's completely full of books, music, movies, vinyl records, cassettes, old magazines, posters, band merch, like you name it, they have it. It's the coolest place ever, and it's been closed since last year. And actually, Amoeba was under construction. Like basically their lease was up. They've been there for decades and their lease was finally up, and so they were going to get kicked out of there, and for a while it was looking like they wouldn't even find a place to reopen. We went I went with Brad like for 5 minutes before they closed in January of 2020, and then we were never able to get back. And now they had to move, like their lease was up during the time of quarantine and they never reopened there. So they're looking at opening up in a new location, but that hasn't been open yet. And Amoeba is like the motherlode of all record stores. Like it is the best place that you would ever want to go if you're a music fan. Um so we went to essentially what is the Amoeba record store of Texas. And it was the best thing ever. We got so many things for so cheap. It was awesome. And we did that. And it was really cool too because most record stores, like they're deemed non essential businesses in Southern California. And so
Music is essential.
I know it is. And so being able to actually go and like browse and um flip through books and flip through CDs and stuff like that. I found a couple Alter Bridge CDs.
Oh, did you buy?
I did not because they weren't signed.
Still buy them.
Oh, I didn't know.
Go back right now. Go back right now. Stop the podcast. Go back, especially if they are When It Remains, Blackbird, um, AB3, Fortress, um, Walk Sky. Any of those? I almost forgot the fifth title. Oh no, I missed one. I missed one. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my god. One Day Remains, Blackbird, AB3, Fortress, The Last Hero. The Last Hero, and Walk the Sky. If it's any of those 6, I will take them.
Do you already have those?
Actually, no. I had a signed copy of AB3 somewhere, and it's gone. And I had my original Blackbird and One Day Remain albums, but those are also gone. So I have no physical, other than the one LP. I have no physical Alter Bridge CDs.
Wow.
Actually,
you call yourself a super fan?
No, I don't.
What do you call yourself?
A fan. I've never once called myself a super fan of Alter Bridge.
And you call yourself a fan?
Listen, I spent $500 on merch the other day from them, so I think I've obtained the right to be a fan of theirs without owning the physical albums.
It sounds like you're compensating.
Well, let's jump into this week's episode. On that note,
so this week I had a great
hold on.
What?
Hold on. Now we do the intro, remember? Did you forget how we do podcasts?
Yes.
Me too. Hold on.
The following is a podcast about life.
Apparently.
I can't not listen to music.
Friendship and tacos.
Let me tell you this, dropping a taco is a national emergency.
This is You're My Best Friend. Now here are your hosts, Moxie Ann and Ruben J.
Welcome to the Best Friend Podcast about love, friendship, and tacos. My name is Ruben J.
And I'm Moxie Ann.
And Moxie, this week's episode is late, but it's going to be an okay episode.
Yeah, a short one.
Well, it's going to be long. We're going 3 hours.
No, we're not.
We are.
No.
I just haven't yet. But the good thing is my energy kind of does this still. My energy's kind of all over the place. So I might just crash here in a minute and we might be done.
I'd be okay with that. I have to go to dinner pretty soon, so.
It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It is 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
It is not, my good friend.
It is evening in Texas.
God bless Texas. Did you know that all my exes live in Texas?
Really?
That's why I'm moving to Tennessee.
What?
That's how the song goes.
My sister has an ex who lives in Texas.
I know.
We went squirrel hunting on his orchard.
This last time or the last time?
Last time.
Okay, cool. So, our something good this week was you going to a record store?
No, I have an actual something good. That
Oh,
was
well, in
just
that case.
making conversation.
Oh, why are we doing that on a podcast?
Because you asked me how my week was.
No, I asked you what did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, that's what I wanted to talk about.
All right. Well, what's your something good?
So my something good for this week, it's actually not really that good,
Oh,
but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So this is an article from BGR.com. It's a lifestyle article, and it is titled "Feral Cat Boards Plane, Attacks Pilot Mid-Flight."
What?
Yeah.
Read that one more time for me, please.
Feral cat boards plane, attacks pilot mid-flight.
Hold on. I gotta put my phone down for a second. And I gotta do this. I gotta do this the split screen here for a second. So many questions. Did he have a ticket?
He did not have a ticket. No.
So it was a stowaway cat. Okay, cool.
It was a stowaway. Yeah.
Okay. So, damn, bro. So not only did he break a law by being a stowaway onto on a plane, which I believe is a federal offense.
Yes.
Was he wearing a mask at least?
No, he wasn't wearing a mask. I mean, he has some white on his face, although I'm not sure if this is the cat. I don't think this is I think this is just a cat.
So it's a federal crime now to even not wear a mask on a plane. So there's 2 federal offenses right there by the cat.
Yeah.
And then in mid-flight, he decides to attack the pilot.
Yeah. So this cat somehow, like either a feral or stray cat, managed to sneak aboard.
I'm sorry. Can I name this cat real quick?
Yes.
I want to name this cat Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
Because I feel like this is something that Michael Scott would somehow be involved in.
Yes.
Somehow. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So he managed to sneak aboard a Tarco Airlines Boeing 737 in Sudan. It was bound for Qatar. And the flight, literally, they had to abort mission after the kitty decided it would make its presence known by attacking the people in the cockpit. He somehow found his way onto the plane. They don't know how. And he hid in a dark area in the cockpit. And then the flight departed. And for a little bit, the cat kind of stayed hidden, probably scared for its life because of the noise from the plane. And after about a half hour, the cat made its way out of its little crevice and found the pilot, and it was terrified, and it started attacking the pilot, and then the staff tried to catch the cat and it escaped. So the pilot had no choice but to head back to the airport it had just departed to have the cat removed. And apparently the plane, they put it in the hangar, they put it back in the hangar, and they never actually caught the cat. They put the airplane back in the hangar, and then they were like, okay, well, he must be gone after a while, and they never found him again.
So we have a fugitive feral cat named Mike Scott on the run right now.
Michael Scott is a fugitive. He is feral, and he is on the run.
And he is a cat. In the words of Chandler, oh my God. I can't believe first of all, a cat was able to sneak past TSA. I can't believe that a cat was able to become a stowaway on a plane.
I know, in the cockpit.
Okay, so we need to reevaluate how secure our cockpits are if cats are able to get into it.
Well, I really feel, I think cats are outside the ordinary. Cats are basically slippery wizards.
Have you ever held a cat?
Yes.
They're not very slippery.
Yeah, but they can get out of anything. Have you ever tried putting a collar on a cat that didn't want it?
No, but I have a feeling you did.
Yeah, I tried putting a harness on a cat that didn't want it, and somehow he managed to get out of it. Yeah. So that's my something good for this week, and tune in next week while we continue to bring you random, weird, funny, and good stories from around the world, including Sudan.
Can we do something moving forward called Feral Cat Watch, where we just make up updates to the story?
Yes.
Because I think that would be hilarious. I think this would be the best thing ever for the podcast. I think that we might actually have a chance of going viral with this.
Viral?
And viral, yeah, it's a new term. It means popular. And I think this is really a key, a new endeavor for the podcast.
My friend, that is not what viral means.
Why are people talking about going viral?
No one is talking about going viral.
Everyone is. My TikTok talk went viral today.
Viral.
My rewind went viral today.
Viral.
Oh man, that Instagram post went viral.
Viral.
All the cool kids. What?
Viral.
So I'm saying viral.
No. That's not what you want.
What is viral then?
Do you not know? Do you seriously not know?
I no idea.
Okay. I'm gonna. We can't. This isn't something that we can say live on air, so I'm gonna whisper it to you. Are you ready?
Wait. We can't say it live on air, so you're gonna whisper it into the microphone that's broadcasting on the air.
Shh. It's just for you. Listen. Shh. Listen.
Hold on. Let me turn it off from everyone else. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We're good.
Okay. It means when a man has a really high sex drive.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
Whether the man is really horny or the post is going all over. Listen, let me tell you something. When something goes viral, it's the same thing as a man in heat.
No, it is not.
It's the exact same thing. Goes everywhere.
No.
It just pops up on. It pops on any. It pops on any phone it can, any screen it can. Doesn't matter if you really want it or not.
It is not the same thing. This is not the same thing.
I think it just. Never mind. I'm not going to go down that route. Let's stop talking.
I have another bit of good news.
Okay.
I got my wedding dress.
God bless Texas.
Not in Texas. I ordered it months ago and it came in the mail.
So it's here?
It's here.
So wait, it's there or here?
It's there.
Where?
There.
But where?
California.
I mean, I know that. I'm in California. Where in California?
Oh, it's at the dress shop.
Oh, I thought it was at your house.
You can't find it.
I'm looking around. I'm like, it's not here. I don't see a big wedding dress. It's not here.
With the amount of time that Brad's in my house, do you think I would just keep it there?
Oh, you know what? You should probably keep it at my house.
I've seen your house. I don't think I want to keep it there.
Have you seen my dad's room?
No.
It's the cleanest part of the whole house. Well, congratulations. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I get to go pick it up on Friday. No, it is not black.
Can I go with you?
If you want. Do you really want to?
Can I try it on?
No.
Can I try on other wedding dresses?
No. Do you really want to try it on?
Maybe.
Do you want to do one of those things for the first look where we put you in a dress and
I don't think the world's ready for that.
I'm ready.
Is Brad ready?
Well, not currently, but he will be on June 11th.
Is that the date?
Yes.
I should really put that in my calendar.
Yeah, please do.
And everyone's invited, right? Everyone's invited.
No, not everyone. Not everyone.
DM me for the address on June 11th, and I'll let you know where it's at.
It's going to be very small.
There's going to be
don't DM anyone.
1,000 people.
Please don't. No.
How many people are going to be there?
Like, very small amount.
Like 6?
No, not like 6.
More or less than 45.
Smaller than a bread box.
What the hell does a bread box have to do with this?
Is it bigger or smaller than a bread box?
How big's a bread box?
How do you not know this?
I'm a normal person. I don't know this stuff.
box that you put bread in.
Who puts their bread in boxes?
Normal people.
Have you been to a normal person's house?
No, never.
Are you telling me that if I go downstairs into your kitchen right now, that I will find bread in box?
You might. You just might.
I don't think I will. I don't think I will. Well, this is a weird podcast. Do you want to is there anything specific that you want to know about my hospital stay?
How was it?
You know, it was cheaper than a hotel stay for the same amount of time. The service was actually, you know, here's one thing. I want to say something real quick to nurses and doctors real quick. Because first of all, thank you guys. Y'all made me feel better. Both emotionally and physically. They're very supportive at St. Jude. But specifically to my nurse friends and nurses out there, y'all are underappreciated and y'all need to be paid more. I didn't realize how hard nurses worked until I was a patient. And let me tell you something. I wasn't the easiest of patients the first couple nights. Don't give me that face, Mox. I was in a lot of pain, and there was not much that the nurses were able to do. But I will say this: I've always respected nurses. I just didn't realize how hard of a job they had until, again, a nurse for 3 nights in a row had to deal with me. This one particular nurse, and I felt terrible for her every single morning because until she gave me a sleeping pill, it was basically nonstop complaining. So
wait, so that works?
It did for her.
If I want to get you to stop complaining, can I just give you a sleeping pill?
I mean, I'll take the sleeping pill because I slept like a baby every single night. Until like 2 hours later, they came and poked me and woke me up. Like literally just came and like poke. So I just want to say thank you to the nurses out there. Y'all are the Lord's doing the Lord's work out there, and between your normal jobs and having to deal with the possibility of being exposed to COVID and all that fun stuff, I don't think y'all get appreciated enough. So thank you, and I gotta write thank you cards to these nurses.
Aw, you should.
Yeah, I mean, one in particular, it'd be more of like a let's get dinner. But yeah, I just want to say that real quick to my nurses out there because I really do appreciate the work that you guys are doing, and you know, honestly, I think the pay scale is kind of jacked up. Doctors make so much more money than the nurses do, but nurses do a big chunk of the heavy lifting, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question? Because
Sure.
We kind of announced when it became clear that you weren't going to be out of the hospital in time to get this week's episode out, we announced it and asked people to pray for you. And I'm sure that
Nobody
people
prayed for me.
A lot of people did.
Not one person did.
My Aunt Wendy actually texted me and asked what was wrong with you, if you were okay, and then she asked if you were in pain because we had hit you with an axe, and I said yes. That's why they're checking his stomach.
You know, I love the fact that she assumed that I went to Texas with you guys, so which is incredible. But I also love that she commented I do it for the streams or whatever. And I'm just like, trust me, I would have done a lot more for the streams.
Okay, but I know our listeners are likely wondering, because I had people message me and I wasn't sure what you wanted to release. What actually caused you to go into the hospital?
You know, I don't know. Like even to this day, I had a follow up.
You don't know.
Well, no, so here's the thing. I mean, I just had like the big thing was I had stomach pains and was uncontrollably discharging from my mouth. I'm not sure what's worse, saying uncontrollably discharging from my mouth or just saying I was vomiting.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what is discharging from your mouth? Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, basically, long story short, is the bulk of last week. Well, obviously, the first I was okay, just I felt sick in my stomach, and Pepto-Bismol basically helped. And Wednesday, when I got home, was feeling sick, and by the time I realized I should probably take a Pepto-Bismol, I just basically started vomiting. And so originally I was like, can't be good. And so, drink some water and then was like, oh, I feel fine. And then a little bit later, I felt like throwing up again. So got up and sure enough, started vomiting more. And I was like, I should probably call and see if I can see my doctor tomorrow. And so when I called the doctor's office, they're like, they wanted some information that I didn't have on me at the time. So I hung up on them, hung up with them, and then called a service called Teledoc, which my insurance provides basically a FaceTime with the doctor. and it's, I believe if you don't have insurance, it's like $90. And if you have insurance, it's whatever the insurance is willing to cover for that. And so I pay $20 out of pocket to see this doctor on FaceTime. I tell the doctor what's going on, and the doctor just looks at me and goes, bro, is it coming out your back end too? Like that. And I said, I'm like, no, it's not. And he goes, all right, bro. He's like, I recommend you hang up with me and immediately go to the ER.
Yikes.
And I'm like, why? He's like, well, if it's not coming out of both ends, then it's highly likely that it's not a flu and that's not a bug. And if it was a flu, be coming out of both ends, you'd be done within 24 hours. And I just tell you, stay by a toilet, hydrate, you'd be fine. He goes, but if it's just coming out of, if you're just vomiting, that means there's an infection or something more serious going on that you need to get to an ER so they can do tests on you. So I hung up with him. I hung up on him. And I go,
you're like, gotta go, slam.
Gotta go, doc. I hung up with the doctor. And I go, what does he know? He's a teledoc. Doesn't know anything. Call my friend. Hey, can you bring me some ginger ale? So my friend goes, yeah, what's wrong? I explained to her what's going on. She goes, you should probably go to the ER. And I'm like, nah, just give me some ginger ale.
Oh my
god.
And
so they bring me some ginger ale and some Gatorade and some Smart Water. And so I took one sip of ginger ale, like not even a full gulp, just one sip, and instantly started puking it out.
Oh.
And that's when I'm like, that's not good. Maybe it was a carbonation, maybe my stomach just wasn't ready for that or whatever. But I went and laid down, and about maybe 45 minutes later, got up, was feeling thirsty. So I opened up the Smart Water, and cause I'm like, I've thrown up now like 4 or 5 times. Like I need to give myself some electrolytes, which is why I'm still drinking this Gatorade electrolyte crap that tastes like crap. And so so I literally took one sip of Smart Water and basically started projectile vomiting. And that was when I'm like, okay, I'm going to the ER.
Yeah.
So I texted my roommate. Roommate dropped me off at the ER, and basically they originally thought that I was having a diabetic episode. Which in case anyone doesn't realize, I'm fat and I'm diabetic. So they basically, they checked everything and they're like, bro, here's what's up. Your blood sugar's through the roof, your heart rate's through the roof, and your white blood cell count is through the roof. So you have 3 different reasons to keep you. They gave me a COVID test. I am COVID negative. Thank God.
Woo!
I will not be a COVID statistic. And over the course of the last couple of days, they ruled out the diabetic stuff. The heart rate somehow controlled itself, and the white blood cell count is coming down. So they don't know what caused the episode. They don't know what caused me to feel sick. But all we know is that now, looking forward, I don't feel bad anymore. I'm just tired now.
Mhm.
Constantly tired. But yeah, that's kind of the whole spiel of what happened.
Well, praise God that you got out of there.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I talked to Brad, I think on Saturday, and he was like, "We're gonna break you out, man. We're gonna break you out of there." And I'm like, I don't know if you want to break me out of the hospital. Like, of all places to try to break somebody out of, I don't know if the hospital's the right place to break somebody out of. Uh, and like later that afternoon, I went in for a procedure, and the way they stuck something down my throat to see what was going on in my insides. But the way they were taking me kind of felt that they were trying to break me out. And I legit looked at the guy and said, "Did Brad send you?"
Well, I remember when we were filming my first music video with MXI, there was a scene where I was on the gurney and my band members were breaking me out. And so I mean, if you ever need it, I have experience.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the hospital, I don't know I'd want to be broken out of the hospital. Mainly because I could have left at any point I wanted. Like, they weren't holding me there against my will. Actually, I wanted to refuse the COVID test at first, and they basically told me, like, you can refuse it, then we can't let you in. And I'm like, like, I'm too tired to fight with you guys, so stick it up my nose and let's get over it.
So did the COVID test hurt?
I was so out of it that it was over before I even knew it started. And I had and so the COVID test, which I think they may have done a little bit later than they were supposed to. They probably were supposed to do it when I got to the ER, not 4 hours in.
Ooh, yeah.
But at that point, I had like passed out, like not passed out, but like knocked out a couple of times waiting just to be seen. And by the time they actually did the COVID test, they had stuck the oxygen thing up my nose as well, because my oxygen had been dropping. Everything was spiking except for my oxygen. So I had like 4 things in my nose at one point. So it was really interesting. It was really interesting. Definitely, I do remember it wasn't comfortable, but I don't remember it hurting.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because when I had to get mine done, it really felt like it hurt.
When did you get a COVID test?
A couple months ago. We had a scare, and I was still working with seniors at that point, so I was
You did
just
get a COVID test for that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, well, that's good.
So, being in the hospital during COVID-19, obviously we're kind of coming out of it now, but were there any significant differences that you noticed during this visit?
Well, I mean, let me just point something out. This is the first time I've been hospitalized, so I don't have a lot of experience as a patient. But I've been to the hospital plenty of times to see family and whatever. The biggest difference, other than the fact that every nurse was wearing them, like, it's not unusual to see nurses in masks in hospitals, in general, but usually you'll have a couple do it, and some, don't feel the need to do it, or at the most they'll do like a face shield. It was weird seeing every single nurse wearing a mask. I understand why they do it, but the biggest change was that there's no visitors. Like, there's these beautiful lounge areas, for visitors to wait for an opportunity to go see their loved ones.
Yeah.
And they weren't being used. And it was really weird, to be honest. The hospital felt like a ghost town. And it honestly felt like one of those sci-fi movies. And so, yes.
Okay. Like like the beginning of The Walking Dead?
No, like the middle of World War Z.
Okay.
And so, like, at any moment, like, there could have been like a zombie apocalypse and I wouldn't have known. Those are the big differences with that no one was allowed in or out. other than
Yeah.
approved staff.
Yeah, we wanted to come visit you, but they wouldn't let us, and also we're in Texas. So
I was gonna say I didn't remember you guys jumping on a plane to come back and visit.
we would have.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, we would have if it was really that serious. I mean, we thought at one point that you died because we couldn't get in touch with you at all.
Did you really?
I did, and I tried, I didn't know exactly where in the hospital you were. I called St. Jude to get to see if I could get in touch with the floor nurse or anything like that, and even used your middle name to ask them.
Yeah, right. I don't know my middle name.
I did. If you find them and ask for the message that I left, you'll hear me grossly mispronounce your middle name.
You don't know my middle name.
Yeah, I do.
No, you know what's funny is I probably should put more people down as like emergency contacts. But yeah, that was a weird thing is so many people got mad at me because there was a while where people were texting and calling me and they're like, "Are you alive?" Because they're like, "You're not responding. It's been like 12 hours since the last text you sent."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, if you felt the way I did, the last thing that would be on your mind is answering a text message."
No, and I totally got that. But like it was scary because I was going to look at like when you had last logged on. Like not even responding to a text or anything like that. Like we didn't care about that. We just wanted to know that you were alive. And unfortunately you are.
Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry. It was too easy. I'm so sorry.
Listen, I know that you're threatened by the love Brad and I have. And I know that it'd be so much easier for me to be just out of the picture. But could you imagine your wedding without me?
That is true. That is true. Just remember one thing. Cement is cheap. And
Ducks are weak.
poison is a woman's.
Is that not where you're going with that one?
Well, no, it should have been, but I was trying to twist it. Yes, cement is cheap, and poison is a woman's tool. I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones.
I did get sick the day after you left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
I did eat the sandwich you left in your sandwich. Or the sandwich you left in your fridge.
Their sandwich in my sandwich.
Dude, that sounds like a dream. Oh my God. I want that so much in my life right now.
That's like Joey's dream.
Yeah. No, you know what Joey's dream is?
What?
A pizza inside of a sandwich.
Oh my gosh. It's like a pizza. Yeah. I can't think of a name for that.
Well, now that we know that I'm alive, now that we know that you are well, even though no one was really worried about that, I think it's good place. Wow, good place to end the podcast.
Sounds good.
Do you have a last thought?
I do have one last thought. So this thought this week comes from Mr. James Dean, and this week's quote is, "I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination." And that's something that I've been pondering a lot this week is we can't change the hand that's dealt us, but we can always adjust. I love that quote.
I wasn't paying attention, so I have nothing to say.
Perfect. Then we're done.
Right on time for dinner.
Boom. Let's go.
What's for dinner?
Cheddars.
The hell's a cheddars?
And then we're going to get pie shakes.
The hell's a pie shake?
It's a shake made out of pie.
Aren't you on Jenny Craig right now?
Shh. We went to this amazing place called Whiskey Cake the other night, and the best salad. If you're in Texas, you need to go to Whiskey Cake. They have a couple of locations out here, and I have never had a spiritual experience from a salad, but it was that good.
We should franchise it out here.
I would love that. Can we do that?
Yes. Let's talk to your grandpa and let's make it happen. All right. Well,
Awesome.
I'm going to end today's episode by saying, God bless Texas
God bless Ruben J.
every day.
Thanks for being alive.
You know, I try sometimes.
Sometime.
Some days more than others.
Please try every day.
That sounds like it should be on a poster somewhere. All right. Well, I have to go submit an expense report. My name is Ruben J.
That's a weird way to end the podcast. And I'm Moxie Ann.
I just realized that I have 15 minutes to get it in, or it will be late.
Oh, yikes. You should do that.
Yeah, and we are out of time.
We're out of time.
Adios.
Bye.
Oh, crap.